What subjects do I choose if I want a high ATAR? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over exactly what you need to be doing and also what you need to avoid to make sure that the subjects you choose will allow you to achieve whatever ATAR you want. Let's jump right into it. So, the first thing you need to understand when it comes to picking your subjects, the first step you want to take is you want to see what you want to study after school. So, the career that you want to study, okay? Now, the reason why you want to check this out first is because sometimes it helps to do the subjects that are related to what you want to study. So for example, if you want to do medicine, then it would help to do chemistry, biology. Do you need to do it? No. But the reason why I recommend you do it is because it will make things easier when it comes to university. But not just that, like you're kind of experiencing what you're about to study, if that makes sense. Like if you're doing biology and chemistry in high school, when you do get into that medical related field, like it's just a recap of that, if that makes sense. Now, it's not needed. It's not needed. I promise you, if you're watching this right now and you want to do medicine, but you haven't chosen a single science subject, it's completely fine. But what I am saying is that if you're able to do it, it just makes things better for you, right? So that's the first thing. You want to see what your career is and then try to get the subject related to that. But I also want to add a slash here. You also want to check if you have any prerequisites and assumed knowledge for the degree you want to study. So for example, if you want to study computer science, right? If you look at the website of whatever uni you want to go to and study computer science, the assumed knowledge would be like math advanced or like a high level of math, right? Now, assumed knowledge does not mean you have to do the subject, but again, it will just make things easier. That's it, right? So what I'd recommend you do right now is look at the degree you want to study, go on the university website, like UNSW or wherever you are, scroll down until you see assumed knowledge or prerequisites, and you want to try to do those subjects, okay? So that's the first factor you want to look at when it comes to choosing your subjects to get a high ATAR, which is what the prerequisites are and what the assumed knowledge is. That's the first thing. Now, this is the second thing, and from second point onwards is the most important. To be honest with you, this is not even that important in my eyes because you can study any career doing whatever subjects you want. So this first point is not even that important, but these points that I'm about to give you right now are the most important thing. Write them down, please. The second thing you need to do to choose the subject that are right for a high ATAR, please, I beg you, if there's one thing I'll tell myself, choose the subjects that you enjoy and interested in. You don't understand how important this is, okay? Do not choose a subject because of your friend, because of your mum, because of your dad, because of your teacher, because of some random comment from an uncle. Like, do not choose any subjects based off of anyone else. Choose the subjects you want to study and that you're interested in and that you enjoy. Forget scaling. Forget whatever other crap people come up with. This point right here, I'm even going to put it in red. This point right here is the most important thing. Now, why is this the most important thing? And why is this the number one factor you need to implement to get a high ATAR? Here's why. If you choose a subject that you're interested in, right, you are going to put more energy towards that subject. More energy means more effort. More effort means better results. And better results equals a higher ATAR. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, but what about scaling? What about scaling? Scaling's BS, okay? Yes, you heard me say it. Scaling is full of crap. Now, what do I mean by that? Do I mean scaling in of itself is full of crap? No. What I mean is that scaling will never be the reason why you don't achieve the ATAR you want. So if you don't end up getting the ATAR you want, if you see anyone else not get the ATAR that they said they wanted to get, do not for a minute think it's because of the scaling of that subject that they did. And anyone who says, oh, my scaling was the reason why I got this ATAR, they're just making excuses and it's a skill issue. It's because they suck. That's it. I don't know what else to tell you. If someone does not get the ATAR they want, if they blame it on scaling, it's a skill issue. It's their fault. Okay. So, and by the way, if you're wondering who am I to say this, I did literally all low scaling subjects, not a single high scaling subject, and achieved a 97 plus ATAR. So I'm telling you, it just doesn't matter, right? But the reason why I was able to get that high ATAR is because the subjects I did, I was interested in, I enjoyed, and I wanted to put effort towards them, right? This is the most important factor. Look at the subjects you want, look at the syllabus, look at what you learn in it, and ask yourself, is this something I'm interested in? Is this something I want to do? If it is, pick the subject, okay? It's just extremely important because I know people, which is going to lead me to my third point. Let me actually write the third point down, then I'll explain what I'm talking about, right? Third point is do not worry, you're about to guess what I'm about to say, about scaling, okay? Let me just say that one more time. Do not worry about scaling. I have seen people not only just in my own school, but also people outside of my school. I've seen people choose subjects for the sake of scaling and they end up doing terrible. I'm telling you, I don't care how high the subject scales, never ever choose a subject based off of the scaling. I don't care what your teacher said or your friend said or like it doesn't matter. If you choose a subject based off of the freaking scaling, you're going to do terrible because scaling only matters if you do well in the subject. So if you hate the subject, it doesn't make sense logically. If you hate the subject and you're doing it for the sake of scaling, you're not even going to see the effects of scaling because you're going to do terrible in it. And even if you do see the effects of scaling, it's going to go from a 60 to 80 or 70. It doesn't make sense. Why not just choose a subject you want to do and get above 90 in it? You know what I mean? So that is it. That's how you choose the subjects you want to get a high ATAR. If you follow these three things, I'm telling you, you can get any ATAR you want. I know people who done all those scaling subjects and they got a 99 ATAR plus. And I could have got that if I got 3 more marks, but that wasn't even my goal to begin with. The point I'm trying to get across is this, right? If there's one thing you take out of this video, look at the subjects that you want to study, pick the ones you want to study, and ignore every single person who says otherwise. Ignore the people who say that you can't do it because of the subject scaling or any crap like that. And the reason why, if you're wondering why is this guy screaming and so passionate about this, is because when I was in school, I used to always hear people tell me that you can't get a 90 plus ATAR doing standard math and standard English. You can't get that 95 ATAR doing no science subjects or whatever. I almost believed it. But I remember when I was in year 12, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make sure I do well and prove these people wrong. And when I do, I'm going to make sure I tell everyone to ignore them. And here I am right now. I did prove those people wrong. And now I'm telling you the same thing. All right. So if there's one thing you need to take away from this video, I'll summarize it for you right now. Write it down. Take out a piece of paper right now and write this down. Number one, right? This is the key points I want you to write down. Okay. First things first is pick the subjects you enjoy and interested in. And number two, forget scaling, please. Just forget scaling, all right? Don't say things like, oh, the subject scale's bad, blah, blah, blah. Just do good in the subject and you'll be fine, okay? So there you have it. That's all you need to do. This is the only video you need to watch. Don't go some other places. Don't go anywhere else. This is all you need. I'm telling you right now. And by the way, just so I don't get it twisted, I'm not telling you to not do the subjects that you want to do based off the scaling. Let's say, for example, you want to do chemistry. That also scales high. Doesn't mean you're not going to do it. My point is, do the subject you're interested in, regardless of what it is, scaling high or scaling low. The point is to choose a subject you're interested in. Now, one other thing I completely forgot to include, the fourth point, sorry about that, is forget about previous marks, okay? This is very important. So a lot of people, what they do is they use their past to filter what subjects they're going to choose. So what they do is they're like, and by the way, I was very close to this, and I see a lot of people doing it, right? What they do is, they're about to start year 11, and what they say is this, from the start of year 7 all the way to the start of year 10, I've always failed English. I've always failed science, and I've always failed math. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to not do any science, and I'm just going to do the easiest math. But there's an issue with that, because if you've done bad in the past in a specific subject, that can be fixed. You just did the wrong things. You're not bad at science. You're not bad at math. You're not bad at writing. You're not bad at essays. You're not bad at anything. You just done the wrong actions. So don't let year 7 to 10 impact year 11 to 12. Because in my case, from year 7 to 10, I was getting C's and D's all my whole time. I was literally failing school. But in year 11 to 12, I ended up achieving 97 plus ATAR, right? So don't let this impact this, all right? Just completely forget about year 7 to 10 and choose the subjects you want to do and just learn how to properly do well in school, to learning how to study, to becoming more disciplined, and through actually mastering yourself. Okay, so I promise you, if you've done bad in science in the past, you can still get 100% in science. I guarantee, even if you failed math in the past, you can still do well in math. It's just a thing you need to fix about yourself. Okay, and if you are currently a C or D student who wants to make an academic comeback and achieve that, 90 plus ATAR, 95 plus ATAR, or whatever ATAR you want, check the first link in the description down below, because I can personally guarantee that you make that comeback. All right, I'll see you in the next one.